obviously.
Right, right. Anyway, small creators right now because we are anyways talking about a different one, right?
Exactly. So what we want to do is we're going to send you a link to YouTube, to a YouTube private channel, and I want you to kind of see how we set up like some things. And I'm sure you've been exploring it too, right? So, but we're talking.
I did a sample cast and just tried to see what sort of analytics etc. they're showing.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah. Did you do the box cast?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
I did it from my phone and watched
What
it
the
on my
heck?
laptop.
Gotcha.
Like the iOS device was the easiest one that I saw over there.
Uh-huh. But this one we use a Switcher Studio to edit the video. Okay, so we'll show you what we did and what's the possibilities and capabilities, right? With multiple devices and stuff.
Yeah, my laptop just died.
Your laptop died?
I don't know what happened.
Do you have a charger?
I do, but it's not dead. It's not off. It's just not responding.
Probably because you put like another device to it. Yeah, so this Switcher Studio, what it allows to do is basically, gives you the control of how you want to run the event. It does a pretty good job. I mean, we actually tested it out and we kind of set up a little studio type environment. Yeah, you run out of battery, right?
Yep. 1 sec.
Do you have a charger?
I do.
Okay. Yeah, give us just a second. His computer's battery ran out.
I'm like all my electronic devices are a low battery.
So the Switcher Studio is like this kind of thing. Like it's literally you can do things like production quality, like documentary quality. I mean, by bringing in other video sources and then kind of having like split screens,
Right.
and being able to have like not just 1 or 2 split screens. You can have 4, 6 split screens. Obviously that's not what we want, but we want so what we were thinking was the way we want to now given this and capability, basically the way we want to do it is we really and still there's some kind of things that we need to think through, but the way we want to do it is kind of create it as a YouTube kind of private event and share that when people register with a form on the website, and then that event is what they go to, and it could be so we may not sure yet about if we need Boxcast or not fully, but if we just do it through YouTube, then we could potentially just directly cast it to YouTube.
I sent him the link.
Yeah, so he's just sent you the link.
Very easily in your website on this or
Exactly.
automatically supports that. Boxcast is just probably a thin layer on top.
Yeah, exactly. So he just sent you a link, I believe. Can you check it out? Can you join that? And I'll keep this live, this thing on. So I'm gonna be yeah. So we're like set up where we want to turn that light on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we got those. Remember, we got those lights and stuff. Sorry.
So basically, right now you're probably seeing a broadcast will begin shortly screen, And in that, I can set these like pre-screens for however long of a time I want, and then I can switch to a different screen. So I can switch to like camera angle 1, and in that camera
And that's
angle,
like dedicated to you.
Exactly.
Exactly. So it's like when you're speaking, it's dedicated to you. And if you switch to the other camera angle, then you get both the participants, right? So now you have 2 participants and you're looking at a different camera angle. And now this camera can be your camera, Rohit. So one of the angles could be, one camera could be yours, one camera could be set up here.
for example, if we have 2 people speaking at once, right? I can control this app from here. I can have both people come on. And so imagine one camera being in a different location and then another person being in screen B. So you can have 2 people on at once, kind of like a broadcast.
And then now let's say we wanted to add a video.
Yeah, and
right?
let's say you still wanted both the people and then a video at the same time.
But before we do video, let's say we want to say upcoming, like now it's going to be, the next section is castles and moats, right?
We can create a transition for that.
Mm-hmm.
So in that, I can create text and graphics and some title screen.
And let's just create castles and moats.
Yeah, so I can do it on the fly. So castles and moats. And then done. And then castles and moats.
Yeah.
And I click that again. We go off that screen. Then I click on my video.
And now
and
if
it goes to
I want to
screen
share a screen now, oh yeah, this is another video. So now this is the actual video.
And I can go and I can make this full screen.
So this is like your kind of like your professor and boardman video, which is now full screen, and we're talking through it, and then we shut off maybe the audio. Let's now get the audio on.
Yeah, absolutely. So the audio he's listening on the audio. So he's probably, you can probably hear this properly, but I can stop this. I can stop this video, and I can go back to us. And the video is gone.
And the video is gone, but now what if the video is still running and I want to speak overlay on top of it? Is that possible?
Yeah, so I can go back and let's say we have all 3 people, right? So you have 1, 2, and then the video, and then I can create my own background here, and then the video done, and 2 people are speaking on top of it. And so that solves that solution.
Exactly.
And now let's say I want to remove person B from it. I just do this, and person B is removed from it.
Exactly. So if now it's like a different host, and that host is taken off. So basically, what we're thinking is we have somebody like kind of controlling the event, basically like the producer of the event potentially, while the hosts are there. So the hosts are there, then he kind of gives he produces the event with this app. And is that possible? That little
possible.
In screen?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
so we can make, for example, we can even do
like picture in picture.
We can do the video is the main thing. And we can be this real time.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Exactly.
That's just ridiculous. Right. So obviously all this stuff. So now so the whole point of this is that and then you say thank you for watching, right? So.
Or you can give titles to people that are coming in and speaking.
Exactly.
And then let that go.
And there's probably more, so what else can we share?
You can have a grid display, you can have a split screen.
But he's not seeing all that, right? That's all just kind of your admin section.
That's my admin section.
Yeah.
I can, have
4... Is that split screen like four split screens?
Yeah. So you can have on CNN you have 4 people speaking.
That's crazy.
So for example, I'll show here. For example, you have done, and you'll see this robot in a second. So 1, 2, and 3. And
that's just unbelievable. That's crazy. That's amazing. So Anyway, so it looks like, I mean, and if we can do like 6 or 8 cameras, like basically, and the premium version of this allows for, I believe, 5 guests. And then like we are right now YouTube streaming, we could do the same thing on Facebook. But the YouTube streaming is the one that we control. We could also kind of open up to a Facebook page potentially, or like we talked about, we could kind of create like a boxcast to our own website. Now the one disadvantage, at least right now, can you do the poll? Can you do polls? I think we don't have polls and we don't have like messaging. So we'll have to use YouTube messaging basically.
Yes, I don't know what this doesn't do anything.
Yeah, so we don't know, maybe because we don't have like the premium version of the software or whatever.
Or it needs to be connected to something
Yeah.
else.
So I think that's kind of another thing that we need to explore. But that interactivity, either we have to use YouTube or we have to probably use some sort of another software. So let's say we want to say, hey, you want to vote on this, go to this link, right? So you could kind of put a message like that.
You can put a link right here, URL.
Yeah, and you can put a URL link and they can click on it, that kind of thing. So that's kind of how we want to see how we can produce this event. So that's pretty much it, right? Is there anything else you want to talk about? So we have got this little, you want to show in the video what we have as a setup here?
So our setup is, I'm not sure you're going to see this, but basically we have like a camera here,
So you could have
or
another
a phone
camera
camera
angle.
here, and a light, and you can put a bunch of angles.
Yeah, so you
we
got
have like
this another
bunch
camera.
of we have bunch of tripods that we
Yeah,
can
you could have this
we can
tripod.
utilize. So
Yeah.